The miracle of life. Life's a play with no rehearsal. Yo, bro. Take it personal. Cause the devil is a lie. Hey. Telling you the truth. Hey. Hey. It's always what you do. Hey. The things you gotta do. Hey. 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 Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, man. Feel free to join the Patreon, man. Barbershop Conversations on Patreon. And man, I just vibed out after the fight last night, man. I just, you know what I mean? I watched the fight with some great friends, Tyron Brown. My real estate agent came by, great friend of mine. He's actually a former police officer. You know, he teaches me tactical stuff with the guns and shit. You know what I mean? He's actually my neighbor, man. Scott, we had a great time. And my two business partners, man, we had a great time. We vibed out. We fucked with Errol Spence last night. And you guys were on my helmet. Where's your recap video? Well, make sure y'all niggas in the barbershop tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Reading that back time, one time selector. Make sure you guys are in the barbershop tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we got Blu-ray and Trill Bill Haney, man. Shout out to Bill Haney and Blu-ray for supporting LDBC and Black Fight Fan, putting on a hell of an event, man. CC Robinson came through, man. It was just so much fun, man. I appreciate y'all, man. It was special. I'll just use the adjective special. Let's get into this, man. You guys want to know my take on the fight. It's a good fight. The fight went how I believed it would go. As you guys know, I've been saying all week, he went by UD. And then I watched some fights of Danny Garcia, and I said he's going to win by a big UD. And he won by a big UD. You know, I said that. I've been saying all week, I think when Errol has 2 training camps, he's going to be better, because it has nothing to do with science or anything like that. I just but understand, like, the life of a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to need that repetition. I know he was in a long camp. He had to get back, but now this camp is going to be a really, like, detailed oriented camp. And I want to take the time out to commend Derek James, because this is the first fight in a long time where I saw, with the exception of maybe 2 rounds, 10 of the 12 rounds. So what percentage of that is? That's 86%, somewhere in there. I'm just off the top of my head. That's like 86%, somewhere in there. Errol Spence stuck to the game plan. And the game, and I thought the game plan was simple: fight with distance. When you can get in and snake that left hand through, you know what I mean, and work out of it. Don't pull back, because Danny is countering everything, and he showed that to be true. And if you saw my fights, my film study videos, you guys would have saw I talked about that all week, man. He's gonna counter off of everything Errol does, you know. And if Errol stands up and or pulls straight back, Danny quite possibly could have some success in this fight. And that's the only way I thought, from a pragmatic perspective, where Danny could have some success, is an Errol Spence pull back mistake or stand up mistake. And but overall, I would give Errol like he gave himself a B. I would give Errol like a C plus. I would give him like a C plus. And I'm talking about an overall of, and I will forever compare Errol to the Chris Algieri fight. So please excuse me for that, because I think that that's the best fight I've ever seen by Errol Spence. And it's my favorite. It's actually one of my favorite fights to go to. Like, if I was a boxer, I would use that fight in my I would put that in my anthropology or Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica as a boxing, you know, just like the Floyd Mayweather Cotto fight for me. The list goes on. I don't want to go down that road, but I was impressed with his ability, for real, in my humble opinion, to know where he's at. You know, to realize that, you know, I'm better than Danny. Like simply put, I'm better than Danny. You know, God made me different. I'm a different athlete than Danny. Uh, I know that I know how to box this guy, you know, and the next camp and Boo Ray will be back and a nutritionist will be back. And the nutritionist is going to be crucial from now. You understand what I'm saying? I think from this point forth, Earl should have a 365 nutritionist because Earl gets up in weight and not just for camps. He should do it like every day, you know, like have him really go in your kitchen and really he has a beautiful family now. He has an addition to his family. Congratulations. Like it should be a family lifestyle thing now because he can afford it, you know, unlike us, you know. You know, he can afford stuff like that. And Earl is gonna be a problem his next camp. I expected a boxer this fight, and feel free to check the catalog. I told you he's gonna win by UD. He's gonna be a big UD, and his next fight is gonna be a problem. I think it'll be Keith Thurman. You know, obviously Manny Pacquiao still can pick who he wants, but fuck him. Stop chasing that nigga, man. Go get Keith. I think he stops Keith. I believe he stops Keith. And the one thing I'll say too, we're in the COVID era, and I'll tell everybody right now, whatever you can get it now. Earl said the summer. I would try and secure a March date because the numbers could get worse. You know what I mean? And we're gonna have a Democratic president, and the Democratic president believes wants like universal government control. And what I mean by that is they want you codependent upon government services and uh all that as opposed to like independence, you know. Now that we see the countries are closing, now I don't want to make this a political comment. Let's just stick to boxing, man. Come back for that shit. Um, um, yeah, so I would give Earl a C plus. And it's a good C plus. It's not a bad C plus. It's like, man, I knew I could have done better and all this because Earl has more to give. You know, his um nobody in the welterweight. And here's the scary thing about this. That performance last night beats every welterweight. I repeat, that performance last night beats every welterweight. No welterweight can beat that Errol Spence last night, dog. No matter what you say or how you slice it, Errol is a cut above. It just is, you know. That performance was similar, like Tim Duncan he scores 34 points, but he goes 7 for 17 from the field and goes 34-14 and goes 18 for 22 from the free throw line. Like it wasn't exciting. Like he didn't do a 360 reverse and didn't, you know what I mean? He just banked it off the glass like Tim Duncan did against Phoenix. Remember that series? You know, he just had a simple game and he scored all his points at the free throw line. So they're not memorable. But at the end of the day, the nigga landed. He probably landed over 45%. I ain't seen no CompuBox or nothing. But I'm willing to bet he landed over 45% of his power shots, you know, and his jab was good. That jab beats every welterweight. You ready, homie? You ready to go? You ready to go? Oh, I'm taking Lincoln to a special place today. Come on, come on. I'm taking Lincoln to a special place today. Lincoln is going to we're going to Carson today. I'm taking them to a special store today. I can't say it out loud, but y'all know they were in the barbershop on Friday. Lincoln is going today, and we're gonna have a great time today. We're gonna have a great time today. And Errol Spence won last night, Lincoln. Are you happy? Are you happy Errol Spence won? Yeah. Say man down. Hashtag man down. All right, go ahead. I'll be back in a second. Go put lotion on. Go put lotion on. We about to go. Smart man. And that Errol Spence last night beats every welterweight. Go get your bump out of mommy's car. And whatever you want to call it. What is it called? Close the door. A car seat. Yeah, car seat. All right, man. All right, homie. Love you. And so I'm taking him to that comic book store, and he has no idea, and he gonna lose his fucking mind today. So shout out to Tank for setting that up, man. We on our way to the Carson Pavilion Mall, and we just gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a great time, and that's what it is. But I think that Errol Spence beats every welterweight, no matter what nobody says, no matter what anyone says. That welterweight, Earl is gonna have to physically, in my humble opinion. I'm not an Errol Spence dick rider, nothing like that. I respect the man, I love the man, but I'm not gonna dick ride for y'all. Earl needs to start preparing for the 154-pound division, not looking past people at 147, but he's just different. All right. He's Tim Duncan. Like he's I mean, he's the greatest power forward of all time. I'm not calling Errol Spence the greatest fighter of all time, but this era, what fighter do you know today that can stick to a game plan for 10 to 12 rounds? Tell me one. Tell me one and I'll call you a liar. Tell me one and I'll call you a liar. You haven't seen it. You ain't seen it. No. You guaranteed you ain't seen it this year. And I'm talking upper level and shit like that. You understand? So with that being said, he's going to add Blu-ray. He's going to add a nutritionalist. He don't have to go home and cook. He can go home and rest his body and do rice, rest, ice, compression, elevation, and be a good man to his family, and all that shit adds in. See, I know what it's like now. I didn't know it sooner, and just speaking from experience, like putting energies into your family, how that makes you a whole man, how that makes everything else better. You understand? And when you got to do everything, like he said, you got to do everything, like I'm just gonna cut this video short because Errol Spence got a lot more to give. I'm being honest, man. I'm being honest. And the only thing that's gonna bring it out of him is if Kevin Garnett is playing this A game. Is if Karl Malone is playing this A game, because fundamentals are enough. I repeat, fundamentals are enough. Take your check, invest, save, invest, build brick by brick by brick by brick. Okay. I am a wealthy man because fundamentals. I don't go to Vegas and do sexy trips, and y'all don't see that shit in my life. You understand what I do? I take the rents, I save it, and I invest. Fundamentals, 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 fundamentals. Ain't nothing. That's it. Wisdom is the gift of application. It's the application of information. It's the application of intelligence. It's the application of information. You understand? It's just the application of common sense is wisdom. All right. It's not like brain rocket science. You understand what I'm saying? So I said all that to say he's going to beat everybody like this, because now he has an ace in the hole. Floyd Mayweather, Robert Guerrero. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. You want to see me be great? You be great. I repeat, you want to see me be great? You be great. Point. And that's it. Terrence Crawford can't get past the jab. Kell Brooks showed that. He's susceptible to a 1-2. Mean Machine showed that. Sean Porter, if he would have boxed, he would have frustrated the shit. This Errol Spence from last night would have frustrated the shit out of Sean Porter, because he wouldn't have been able to get in. Keith Thurman has the intellect, but is not willing to make that sacrifice. You got to make a sacrifice against Errol at the welterweight division. You got to sacrifice an eye. You got to sacrifice 2 ribs. And that's just the truth, man. I give Errol a C+. I give Errol a C+. And guess what? I hate to say this, guys. We may not get an A performance out of Errol at the welterweight division. We may never get it. Terrence Crawford can't bring it out of him. Keith Thurman can't bring it out of him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he got his ace in the hole. Land 70 jabs, 80 jabs a fight. I got you. Gotcha, bitch. Ain't that what Dave Chappelle said? You know what I mean? Like it's Floyd Mayweather. We never saw an A-level Floyd Mayweather past 32. Never saw it ever. It's in there though. Oh, it's in there. Oh, it's in there. He's capable. And that's the truth, man. Keith Thurman's gonna get beat by UD and beat down UD. Uh Terrence Crawford is gonna get beat by the UD. How's Terrence Crawford gonna penetrate that space? He got to give up an eye. I've never seen Danny Garcia look like that. Danny Garcia's fought everyone. No, we're going. We're going. Okay. I want to get the coronavirus. All right, man. So at the end of the day, man, I think that um it's we get funny. Okay, if you want to get the coronavirus, man, he gonna have a ball when he walks in this store, man. And but at the end of the day, Earl only has to be a C plus to beat every welterweight in the world. Just being honest. Y'all saw it. Stop acting like y'all. Don't be naive with this shit. Okay, 154-pound division is gonna be tougher. Erickson Lubin's gonna be a champion by then. Jamel Charlo's gonna move up by then. The belts will be vacated. I see Erickson Lubin being a world champion. Lorenzo Simpson will be fighting for a world championship. Um, help me out. Joey Spencer, if he adds another cylinder to his car, he could be potentially fighting for a world championship at the time. J Rock could be at 160. Oh shit. Brandon Cannon Adams probably be a world champion. Then those gonna be some fights. Lorenzo Simpson versus Errol Spence. That's a fight. That fight literally can happen 2 years from today. Just keeping it a buck. So those are the fights that I think I'm being honest. Like I'm not even thinking about Terrence Crawford at this point. I'm being honest. Like I'm not even thinking about him. Like the jab beats him. The jab beats him. All Terrence Crawford's gonna do is counter. Earl gonna catch, and Earl gonna put the foot pressure on him. Simply put. Anyways, man, you ready to go, homie? Oh, now you're not ready to go. Well, okay, we're going. Okay, barbershop conversations. Feel free, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace. We're going. We're going. We're going, homie.